masculinity this and masculinity, mindful masculinity. There's so many different like brands out there that are about defining what it is to be a man today, defining what masculinity is today. And again, I don't like to overuse this because I feel like this is a word or an idea that is being used a lot, but I think used properly is appropriate. But like, what is it to be a more conscious man? To be a more conscious, a more thoughtful man. As you mentioned, it's one thing to be a man that can suppress his emotions and get stuff done and bring home the bacon and be successful according to worldly standards. But what does it mean to be a more conscious and thoughtful, heart-centered man? I think that's another layer of the conversation as well.
It's funny, man. I have a little bit of a problem with the word conscious because when these words get overused to the point where it's saturated and we don't even know what we're talking about anymore, I have an aversion to that. So words like conscious and holding space and presence.
Yeah, brother.
But when you say the word thoughtful, I'm like, that's what I think of when I think of a conscious man, is someone who's thoughtful, meaning you're thinking about, when I'm being a thoughtful man, in my eyes, I'm thinking about more than just myself. I'm thinking about the repercussions of my thoughts and actions on my family, on my community, on future generations. So I hear that and I'm like, yeah. So what does it mean to be a thoughtful man, in your opinion?
Wow, brother. Intentional. Being intentional with our words, with our actions, by the way in which we live our lives, being thoughtful about the implications of our actions in the world and in relationship to others, I think.
And it's funny, man. It made me think of what was that old show, the Conjunction Junction?
What is your function?
Yeah, what was the show that was?
I forget that.
Oh man, but I just remember they did a segment where knowledge was power, and I think about the guys on my men's team who say, yeah, thoughts are great. So to be thoughtful is wonderful, but it really requires somebody who leverages their thoughts into action.
Yes, brother.
That makes that worthwhile. So
application, yeah.
Yeah. So a thoughtful man and an action-oriented man who can translate his thoughts into meaningful, aligned action, I think is.
Yes, brother.